Megaman as a character and franchise mean a lot to me. From my early days up to now, the Blue Bomber's always been by my side. This game especially. For those of you who don't know the story, the year is 20XX. It's a world where humans and robots living together. Famous roboticist Dr. Thomas Light built 2 lab assistants. He names them Rock and Roll. One day, Dr. Light's colleague, Dr. Albert Wily, goes rogue and steals some of Dr. Light's construction robots to remodify them for battle. Wily proceeds to then wreak havoc on the city, with no one to stop him. Using his base programming to help people, Rock decides to take a stand against Wily, and volunteers to be modified into the super fighting robot that is known as Megaman. Along the way, Megaman comes across his estranged brother Protoman several times throughout his journey. Think of Protoman as an anti-hero. He'll show up every now and then to help, but he isn't full on Dr. Light's side. Megaman also acquires a canine companion known as Rush that sticks with him through thick and thin. He can transform into a submarine, a singular jet, among other things. Some of Dr. Light's other robots help out too. Otto helps keep Megaman's systems in check and can give him upgrades. Beat typically has the role of saving Megaman from pitfalls. Eddie usually shows up mid-stage in some of the games to give Megaman a pick-me-up, possibly an extra life. Megaman even gains an arch-rival in the form of Bass. He challenges Megaman on occasion, only to lose, and constantly wonders why Megaman is undefeatable. With that said, you're all caught up on story and characters, so let's get into it. So our story begins out in space where 2 robots are duking it out. However, the fight escalates quickly as the 2 trade blows in an all-out attack, causing a massive explosion. The explosion hurls the 2 of them into the Earth's atmosphere. Meanwhile...
Megaman, today we finish this!
Hey, Zach! Why must I fight you? We are not enemies!
Shut up!
Megaman! Roll! Megaman, hurry! You must come with me!
You can't leave yet!
Rush jet!
Whoa!
Dad, you'll have to take care of this some other time.
No!
A strange meteor has fallen to Earth just a while ago. This meteor seems to be emitting a powerful energy signature. Something this powerful must not fall into the hands of evil.
I understand, Dr. Light. I'm on it.
Thank you, Megaman. If you can, please bring the meteor back.
Okay.
And with that, we get to our first bit of gameplay.
Ready.
So right from the get-go, the upbeat but very lax techno and unique art style do wonders in setting the atmosphere for the rest of the game. It won't take long to notice that movement's heavily slower compared to past games. Having gone back to play the original 6 Mega Man games several times over the years, the slowness doesn't really bother me. It could be nostalgia talking, but I just feel like the slower movement allows for more methodical pacing. Plus, your slide picks up the slack in the speed department, and you can stop on a dime mid-slide, so you don't really have to worry about sliding into enemies or nothing. Not long after you arrive, Rush does teleport down, and he transmits a message from Dr. Light. Turns out he just finished making a brand new upgrade for Mega Man, the Mega Ball. The Mega Ball is far from any kind of simple gimmick. It can be a real boss killer. 2 steps later, you'll be able to soon engage with the boss of this stage. I'm not gonna say it. The Mega Ball makes short work of this guy, and then you come face to face with Dr. Wily himself.
It's over, Wily!
Gotcha!
Naturally, it's not over, as Wily makes his escape and you're brought to the stage select screen to choose which robot master to hunt down. The first 4 masters you have to face are Tengu Man, Clown Man, Grenade Man, and Frost Man. But before any of that, you'll also notice this 6th tab here. It's Dr. Light's lab. This is where you can buy upgrades for Mega Man, using the bolts like the one found earlier for currency. There are plenty more like that throughout the game, and they're hidden in very meticulous places. Some are out in plain sight, but not most of them. There's 40 total, and you don't need all of them to beat the game. You don't need any of these upgrades to beat the game, but they certainly help. These upgrades all range from climbing ladders faster, to sliding faster, to having a quicker buster charge, and more. Back to stage select. So let's start with my favorite. His stage is easily my favorite for the music alone. I could listen to it for hours. There are these segments here where the wind will push you forward and you have to work the momentum as you navigate the platforms. It's not too bad. The real treat to this stage, in my opinion, are the rush jet segments that allow you to bring Dr. Light's helper robots together to take the fight to the skies. Shame there's no manual use for the rush jet in this game, but I feel like that makes these moments together with Rush more special. As for the man himself, his boss fight isn't really too bad. Whoopin' Tengu gets you the Tornado Hold, which is easily the best weapon in this game. It functions similarly to Rush Coil from previous games, whereas you'll be given a boost upward. It's fun to just swoop up enemies in it too and watch them flip out. Next up we got Clown Man. I gotta tell you though, I wasn't ever really too fond of this one growing up. The carnival aesthetic is fine and the music is really catchy, it's just these boxes. What you do is you stand on one by the time the little guy in the background there smacks that bell. If by then you're standing on a box with a circle, you're okay. If by then you're standing on a box with an X, you get hurt. If by then you're standing on a box with a question mark, you get sent to another box with the same marking. That last category there has an entire section of the level dedicated to it, and you're supposed to pick the right box to stand on so you'll be warped upwards to the top of the screen. And yeah, there's only so many options to pick, and once you know the route, it's not bad to replay through. This one's really grown on me over the years. On to Grenade Man. He's got exploding boxes, I guess, and the level looks cool. Music's alright. There's really nothing here. Just kidding. There is one thing. And there are a total of 4 abilities that you can unlock for Rush that you acquire as you defeat certain mini-bosses. The motorcycle. An airstrike, where Rush will fly from across the top of the screen and drop bombs on the enemies for you. He can also drop health items for you. This one's a real lifesaver. There aren't any E-tanks in this game, so you should take what you can get. There's also an upgrade that lets Rush give you one random item. These range from health, to weapon energy, to an item that restores both, an extra life, a broken hologram, to literally nothing. It's still adorable though, come on, look at him. And yeah, so Grenade Man's nothing, just claw him a few times and you're good. The theme played here is easily top 3 of the soundtrack to me. Despite everything being frozen over, he won't be slipping and sliding off platforms willy-nilly. Thankfully, the platforming is untouched. And for the main event. Alright, look. The gameplay change is fine. It's just, you know... that. Anyways, Frostman's big, but slow moving. A few grenades will set him right. After the first 4 are taken care of, we get yet another cutscene. Here we learn that one of the robots from the beginning had crash-landed on Wily's island. After Megaman found the robot, he brought it back to Dr. Light's lab to be repaired. Throughout the game, Megaman has been collecting these vials of weird-looking energy that was powering up the Robot Masters. Megaman brings the weird-looking energy to Dr. Light to examine.
I don't know where this energy came from, but cannot let it fall into Dr. Wily's hands. You must recover all the energy immediately, Megaman.
But where is Dr. Wily?
That's a good question.
Megaman and Dr. Light head over to the server room to try and track down Wily, leaving the robot alone. The robot wakes up, because of course he does, and sees the weird-looking energy, and claims, "He still lives."
What the?
Megaman, you must go after him. We don't know who he is, and it's dangerous to leave him alone.
Yes, sir! Let's go, Rush!
Now, aside from the really cool intro music, you don't really get to do much in this stage. However, in the Sega Saturn version, this is where you would get to fight Cutman if you take a certain path. And I'll mention here, in Search Man stage later on, you'll also get to fight Woodman. However, these two are only available in the Sega Saturn versions. Moving on, you go through the stage, really it's pretty short, all things considered. Once you make your way through, you come across the robot who tests your strength. Mid-scuffle, he stops once he recognizes the strong sense of justice within you. Protoman enters the scene and the robot makes his quick escape. Protoman essentially just tells you to keep going straight. Yeah, never the helpful stage, this one. Yeah, he does not sound okay. Like, at all.
My name is Duo. I was born with the sole purpose to eliminate the evil energy from this universe.
Duo quickly proceeds to make short work of the bot and informs Megaman of the known threat that evil energy possesses.
Duo, that thing, it's just like the one I gave to Dr. Light.
Yes, this is what you people call evil energy. This type of energy absorbs the evil in a person's mind and then multiplies. Judging by the quick rate of its growth, it'll take over the planet with evil energy in a matter of days. We must stop it. I sense the original energy exists in that tower. But the barrier prohibits me from going there.
He then takes to destroying the rest of it scattered around the world, while Megaman himself seeks out the robot masters controlling the barrier to Wily's fortress. Next, we hit up Astro Man. This level mainly consists of 2 mazes, some of the more aggravating parts of the game for sure. There's these pink and green switches that activates the pillars of their respective colors. Even with Tornado Hold, these segments can stump first-time players if they aren't careful. A notable stretch of the level belongs to the Sinking Tower segment, which is a very welcome change of pace from the mazes and disappearing platforms. The boss himself isn't really tough, until he starts phasing. That's when you know it's coming. Beating Astro Man nets you Astro Crush, which effectively acts as a screen nuke. Aquaman's turn. His stage never really stood out to me much. Feel free to swim to your heart's content, though. Beating Aquaman nets you the water balloon. Alright, now this level is one I can fully appreciate. There's teleporters in the main hub that each take you to a different set of trials, right? Each trial is tailored specifically for one of the first 4 Robot Master's weapons. So for instance, one room has you using Tornado Hold to elevate platform switches towards the ceiling. Another has you using Frostman's weapon to freeze pillars of fire for you to safely pass through. Shit's cool, and these trials inspired me to use these weapons more on subsequent playthroughs. Not much to say on the fight itself, except I do love his attack where he like splits himself in half just to swipe you. And hitting him with his weakness can be pretty tricky. Last, but certainly not least, we have Searchman. So this stage shares some similarity with Swordman's. There's these knobs that you can use Thunderclaw on to indie your way across pits and the like. And you don't really need it, except for like 1 or 2 segments, but the option to use it is really nice. Searchman himself, well, use Flame Sword. Beating him gets you Homing Missile as a reward. Once the masters have been dealt with, we move on to the finale. Now then, on to everyone's favorite stage of all time. That's right. Anyway, that's the main crux of this level. Hop some pits, and before you know it, you're at the boss. This guy is so suited to the Meg Ball it hurts. Thankfully, though, we can easily get that bad taste out of our mouth because we're in the second stage, and Rush Jet's back, baby. Shortly after you take off, the boss appears. Not even joking, like, Rush Jet is basically 90% of the level. On to the third Wily stage. Nothing too notable about this stage in particular, except when Phoenix Wright's intern, plus Wolf, show up to start more shit with you. Base has one of 3 attacks, which include shooting at you from across the room, raining Purple Blast down from above, and lasering his way across the room. Base's theme also gets a pumped up remix, which is always appreciated. After the fight, Base laments on why he can never seem to defeat Megaman, then retreats. Making your way through the rest of the stage gets you face to face with the Green Devil. He has the traditional Devil moveset, among some newer moves. His animations for splitting apart and reforming take a bit of time to complete. Not to mention, the window for actually dealing damage to him is rather small. And the devil is defeated, and we move on to the final Wily stage. So if y'all have played Mega Man before, you know what to expect here, right? Single room with 8 teleporters, each one taking you to a different boss. One thing to note is the kick-ass boss intro remix here. In little to no time, you've made short work of the Wily's goons, and proceed to take a lift up to the final set of boss doors. After we pass through, we come face to face with the trap. Wily shows himself, cackles a bit, talks about how powerful his newly found energy source is, typical villain stuff, then proceeds to attempt to end Mega Man. Luckily, Duo just happened to be done with his errands in time and gets in the way of Wily's blast, crippling his machine somewhat. Unfortunately, this cripples Duo as well, as he can no longer move. Before Wily can counterattack, Proto Man steps in to escort Duo away from the battlefield. Then, we fight Wily ourselves. The first Wily phase is nothing. His little rotary dish has 2 attacks. One where it detaches and rolls at you, and another where it detaches and bounces at you. Not hard, yeah? Shortly after, you get Wily Phase 2, and could be worse. After the battle, Wily is once again on his knees, fake begging for forgiveness. Mega Man laments on the same shtick being used without missing a beat over the years, until suddenly, the evil energy within Wily's capsule acts on its own and ambushes Mega Man. Wily's fortress soon falls after, and we're treated to the final cutscene of the game. With Wily nowhere to be found and Mega Man unconscious, things don't look too good.
This is not good. He's been affected by the evil energy. He will die soon. Mega Man, I can see into your mind.
Without a doubt, my favorite scene in the whole game. The music really helps making the scene feel the weight of Mega Man's heroic actions. Duo extracts and destroys the evil energy that was inside Mega Man, declaring that,
With your help, this planet will survive.
Wake up! Wake up, Mega Man! Roll! Mega Man, you're okay! Am I alive?
Yes, you are. Duo saved you.
Duo.
Duo is gone.
Proto Man.
Mega Man, I have a message to give you from Duo.
From Duo? What is it?
He said, thank you.
Duo? Me too. Thank you, Duo.
this is tradition, but the credits do show the different Robot Master designs sent in by fans for Capcom to use. Since they didn't make the cut, it was great of Capcom to give them some recognition here. And, that's it, I guess. That's Mega Man 8. It's fun, a bit on the easy side, save for some parts, but still enjoyable overall. Art style still holds up today, soundtrack is amazing, gameplay is smooth. If you can, try it out. You can find Mega Man 8 as part of the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 on PC, Xbox, PS4, and Switch. If you haven't played Mega Man before and you end up liking this one, check out the others. There's plenty to go around, trust me. For those of you who are Mega fans already and have played to your heart's content, try checking out the Archie comics. They delve deeper into the mythos of classic Mega Man and portray the stories of the games in a very unique way. The authors know their stuff and take very special care in how the Mega Man world and characters are portrayed. They care so much that they gave the evil robot at the beginning of the game a name. It's Trio. Come on, they even kept with the music theming. The comics have been in indefinite hiatus for a while now, but they're still worth a look for fans of the series. To those who made it to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. I'll have more to say later, but until then, y'all take it easy, okay?